Well, we promised more from the Mountain View Innovation Centre, and with me is David again. It's green credentials. I think this is fascinating because everyone knows, and I bore people to death about my electric car, but you've gone very electric up here, and let's deal with that side of things first. And why have you done it? Because I mean, it's a bit of a going out on a limb, isn't it?
Let me wind back a large number of years. I got the green bug when I was studying for my O-levels. That dates me, doesn't it?
I did O-level.
And understood that actually if we're going to look after this world in which we live, we need to think about how we create and use things. So I actually read forestry as a degree, and if you think of forestry, it's producing one of the world's most renewable resources in timber. And actually, as a degree course, it's really fascinating because you deal with most aspects of the environment, not just trees. So when we moved out to Mountain View, it was really a palette on which we can use these 25 acres to do something a bit more than just run a software business. So we've got lots of open space. We've planted over 4,000 trees. We've provided some space that's protected from the rabbits so that our staff can have a little allotment.
I know, that's fantastic. I just was telling those. So allotments.
Yeah, and then of course everybody's sharing vegetables because everything's ready at once and nobody can eat that many courgettes. And then we added to that a couple of beehives through the Isle of Man Beekeepers Federation, and we're excited because this is their first full season just about to come out to see how that goes. And then there are other things we can do. We have one of the island's biggest south-facing roofs in our studio building, the old Isle of Man Film Studio site. So we put on a 65 kilowatt solar array last year. 65 kilowatts.
Okay, I'm a home user and I got 2.5 kilowatts.
Yes, you're 254 panels.
Are you a mini sort of power station?
Well, we are. We've had to top off for technical reasons related to the tariffs, the top 15k, but we're producing on a hot sunny June day, we were producing megawatts of power.
And that feeds into MUA? Or?
It feeds into the MUA. When we're not using it, we try to use as much as we can. But of course, solar energy is not the solution to energy because, first of all, it's only a daytime energy. And then we thought, well, what else can we do with this power that we're creating? And we discovered a way of providing company cars to our staff at tax-efficient rates that encourage them to adopt the technologies. So we now have a fleet of 5 Nissan Leafs, which must be one of the island's biggest electric car fleets.
They are everywhere, aren't they?
And I thought I'd better lead on that one from the front, so I traded in, or rather gave away, my diesel Fiesta. And
with nothing because it's diesel?
Well, it was an efficient car for the Isle of Man, to be honest. I was getting 52 to the gallon, and that seemed to be quite sensible. But my Nissan Leaf has brought down the cost per mile from 12.6p to about 4p a mile, just on standard domestic tariff. The island is just ideal for electric traction because it's 30 miles long, 16 wide. The car has a range of 150 miles. What's not to like?
Well, okay, let's have a bit of a debate about this. We're just going off the subject slightly, but are we really, and I mean we, the Isle of Man, really on top of all this? I mean, are we missing a few tricks?
There are some structural things we need to do in order to encourage more adoption. First of all, it's far too difficult to get onto the electric vehicle tariff with the MUA. You have to change your meter, you have to pay for that, you have to pay for it.
Yes, it's quite a lot of money, isn't it?
It can take about 6 years to repay the changeover.
So if you went on it, because I was thinking about it, you take 6 years just to get back to the same point, starting point, because you
save 7.4p a unit. You can put your dishwasher on that cycle as well and save more than just the car charging.
It's like midnight onwards, though, isn't it?
Midnight till 7 or something like that. But in order to get the tariff, you have to change the meter, and by the time you've paid for the testing, it's about 800 quid. Yeah. And at 7.4p, that takes some payback.
And I know you've got some charging points the public can use here, but it's not free. You're going to go on the system that you can actually use a credit card.
We decided it was wrong to teach people that electricity doesn't cost anything if you put it in a car. It does cost something. We've got to build power stations, we've got to buy the gas that does the generation or whatever. In our case, solar panels, they all cost money. So there's a big saving by going to electric traction, but it's not 100% saving. Again, the infrastructure for charging still costs money as well, and you've got to maintain all that.
Will you ever see a point where you come off the grid, do you think? Is that day there?
Not from
big batteries?
Not from solar panels, and not from wind generation either. Wind generation has the problem of being rather ugly.
There's big batteries though that can store it.
You can store power. We need to get over some more structural issues in terrace. We have 3 more south-facing roofs that are ripe for more panels, but...
will the MUA let you put any more on?
That's the issue. There's a provisioning charge which prevents you going over 50 kilowatts without hitting punitive tariff sanctions. And of course, as the island gears up for these things, we should have it in our power to deal with it.
I'm sure Dr. Allinson will be watching this with interest.
He will. Dr. Allinson knows our journey, and he's very welcome to come and talk about these issues anytime.
And back to, if people didn't see the first interview, this is a place where you can hire out rooms, you can get involved, you actually want to be part of the community here.
Yes, Mountain View is not just a business innovation centre. We're really excited to be part of the community. And some of the businesses are not just technology. We have our preschool day nursery operating on site now. We hire out rooms for community events. Isle of Man Cycling for the last 3 years have used us as the base for their 10-mile Wednesday night timed run. It's a great place because there's somewhere to put all the vans that the bikes arrive in.
Great place because there's a cafe here.
And there's a cafe with some really good food, yes.
Okay, well, we wish you well. And the green issues, well, we'll follow this up. We'll keep in touch.
Thank you.